If you were hoping to achieve the cinema in your mother's basement, there's one spec that will help you stand out amongst your rat brothers as the true king of our times. It's dynamic range. It's the most important thing. We must spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get it. And once your light bulb is no longer clipping, you're a movie now. We should talk.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Nikon Z6 III with a 40mm Tony-2. This camera seems to have the least dynamic range possible. For a full frame, it's almost embarrassing to even own one. So we're looking to replace it immediately, obviously. And I watched a video, a freaking master class. It was the most glorious thing I've ever seen. There's a siren coming to arrest you because you haven't seen it. It has literally 7 views. He put like 2 months into the video and you haven't watched it. That's you. They're coming for you, so you should go watch it now and subscribe to him and tell him, do better next time because your video sucks. So in that video, he broke it down so technically brilliantly, but simple. And he made it funny. He had nerd alerts with like tinfoil hats, and it was pretty damn good. It was a masterpiece, and it only has like 2,000 views, and I feel embarrassed for him, sad that he didn't get the recognition that he needs from you. Go watch it. And I learned so much. I was like, damn, you're right. Like, I'm here thinking I need the most dynamic range possible. A C70 on crack is what I need. I need to hack it. I don't need it. You can't even see it. And that bothers me. I'm not gonna lie to you. That clipping light, I'm hurt by it. But like, it's not gonna, there's only so much range you can have in a camera. Now don't quote me on this. I'm about to butcher science like it was a pig. We think we're getting like, oh, 14 stops of dynamic range. Oh, some are 15, 16. There's a limiter inside the camera, some like converter thing that limits almost everything to like 12 actual stops or less. Don't quote me on that. And so you're thinking, oh, my Sony a7S III is so much in it. No, you're not 16-bit RAW, you're nothing. You're 10-bit loser talk. So part of me walked away from his video thinking, maybe I've been overthinking dynamic range. I guess I don't need that much. They're all like 12-bit, whatever then. This is good enough. That's the smart me that should have taken that conversation to a better place. But really, all I heard was the about minute and a half where he broke down this. But there's also these outlier cameras, Canon C70, Fuji X-H2S, and another one that I forget, that had like shockingly high dynamic range due to the DGO sensor. And the Fuji has some like 14-bit converter thing where most are using 12-bit, and then it leapfrogs everybody in dynamic range. So it's like, the only thing I took away from that video was I must get a C70 or a Fuji X-H2S now. Immediately. Most of you know I just bought the Fuji 35mm 1.4 and I'm waiting for a body. I was gonna get the XS20, but I saw one deal for $1,400. I literally yawned at the deal. I was like, I got tired from hearing how high that was. I was like, no. And then he ended up selling it. Then another guy had one for $1,400 plus the 2 batteries and the dual charger and a little cage. I was like, okay. That's better. Okay, let's just get it. And then he ghosted my ass. Literally, I'm still debating rating you 1 star for that. But I'll be nice for now. So I'm not seeing any, like that camera should be priced $700 maximum. But like, this is ridiculous. So, should we get that? Or I've seen some Fuji X-H2Ss for like $2,200, which is way too high. But I ended up selling mine for like $3,100, I think. So I'm not new to buying and selling Fuji cameras and then reacquiring them and living with regret. I'm prepared to do that again. With the worst autofocus of our time, I don't even mind it. I look forward to it. I really wish Nikon would just make a nice video-centric camera with low megapixels or the pixel binning technology of the ZVE1 type of thing with RAW and good colors. It's like, wow, I could imagine that world, but right now that world doesn't exist. You'd have to time travel to it, and I don't know how to do that. I've tried with crayons and the wires. It never gets me to the right year. So my debate now is Fuji X-H2S, and then I can wield my 35mm lens on it, or reach for the stars of a Canon C70 using my EF glass, which is, I could get the speed booster, and then that's just ridiculous talk. More dynamic range than a full frame and the field of view. Or do none of those things and continue making bullshit content in my living room on gear that I already own and cry having. I'll be honest with you, I've been very bored with gear lately. I'm so used to just searching for stuff to buy, and lately there's like nothing that I think will beat what I already have. Once I got the Nikon and the Canon lenses worked on them, I was like, holy cow. Like, I almost don't even want the new Nikon lenses. The 50mm 1.4, that'd be cool. But like, is it better than this 40mm Tony 2? Come on. This one's so cheap and fun. There's nothing to acquire that's going to make this show any better, and I'm gonna have to learn new techniques. That scares me more than anything, so I just want to buy. I'll pay money, take it. I don't want to learn new things or try hard. Just let me have new gear. For the last little while, I've been focused mostly on trying to sell the gear I already have. Just redundant things that I don't need. I have my core group that is just fantastic. This Nikon camera with the Canon 24mm and the 85 and this 40mm. You don't need anything more for Nikon. And then Sony has the 18mm, the 35 manual focus that I just made a video on my Vegetable Police channel. Look at that comparison, bonus comparison. And the Zeiss 55mm. Don't need anything more for that. Kind of wouldn't mind the Fuji with a 50, or the Canon C70 using one of those lenses, and then you're only using one and you're sharing the lenses. But every time I sell something, I think, ooh, I could buy something with this. Imagine what I could replace that with. And it's just a fun thing to do, but I'm realizing more and more every day, and it's sad, that getting more gear doesn't help. It only makes you lose money. We could do like the odd comparison, but nobody gives a shit. I'm gonna go to that railroad every day. Just, oh, do you see the pretty pop? And you're like, no, the flat lens looks more poppy. And I'm like, no, what are you seeing? Some jabron told me my Viltrox lens had more pop than the Canon. I almost slapped my computer and broke it and mailed it to his house. But I will not let common sense stop me from acquiring a Canon C70 and a Fuji X-H2S. And then we're talking, we got Sony, Nikon, Canon, and Fuji, all doing different things with different focal lengths. And we're only missing 2 more, but you guys don't have anything. You're not real companies. OM System, you're a sushi rolling group that rolls and eats their own product. That's like 101 selling drugs. You don't get high on your own supply. We learned that from Biggie and Tupac. So it's like you're eating your own sushi, you don't make money, you're not developing new cameras. So like OM Systems clearly dead. And Panasonic, we're waiting. Maybe you take over the industry with an S1H2. But you're not very quick to come out with stuff. So I'm just waiting for a good deal, then we pounce on one of those or both. But like, I don't like paying top dollar for stuff and then selling it at a huge loss. And then it's like, that's an interesting business model where I buy something for $10,000, review it, make $200, sell it for $6,000. And it's like, the math doesn't equal out to happiness in the end. So like, if you buy something at a really good deal and then you can sell it for that or even more sometimes, and make all these content and comparisons, and I'm learning, or you keep it. So like that makes more sense. So far I have not seen anything close to a respectable deal. I'm seeing point and shoots for $1,000. Our world is not sane right now, so we'll see. Fuji could be coming into our lives soon, but for those wondering, when's the Fuji arc gonna begin? When people are normal and sell it for normal money, Fuji money. You can't autofocus. That lowers the price, you know that. And then the firmware will fix everything, and I will have it. Oh boy, that is exciting. So what should I focus on, C70 or the X-H2S first? Which would you like to see? Don't leave 100 comments. Every day I just see it over and over. Okay, I don't care anymore. That was 1 second of time that I cared, and now I don't. Stop saying it. I'll leave after you donate Bitcoin. You could subscribe for more with no say, Nick.